Good morning. Thanks for joining us for the News 12 FastCast. I'm Nick Proto. 7:30 here on our Thursday, January 30th. We're following a catastrophe out of Washington, D.C. this morning. Search and rescue crews have been working all night trying to find survivors from a plane and helicopter crash. They have roughly 67 people to find and identify. Both the helicopter and the plane fell into the Potomac River. As of this morning, CBS News reports at least 19 people are dead. They learned this from a law enforcement source familiar with the investigation, and no other survivors have been found yet. Reagan National Airport is closed until at least 11 a.m. local time. Authorities expect the search could take days.
We did have folks who were at the airport to pick up loved ones, and so American has set up a center in their lounge at the north end of the airport, and we've directed the families there, and there are folks there counselors there to work with the families.
Authorities know the plane carried 60 passengers with 4 crew members. The helicopter had 3 soldiers on board for a training flight. And this is the arrivals and departures sheet on Augusta Regional Airport's webpage. It shows arriving flight 5455 from the D.C. airport to Augusta Regional has been canceled, and departing flight 5042 from Augusta Regional to D.C. has been canceled as well. People and organizations that rely on federal funding don't have to worry. The White House is pulling back on a freeze ordered by President Donald Trump after a federal judge blocked it. Golden Harvest Food Bank says they were getting multiple phone calls, emails, and texts from the community about what was happening and how it could impact them. Even though they would not have been affected, they're still breathing a sigh of relief. The Trump administration says programs that provide direct assistance to Americans aren't affected, things like Medicare, Social Security, student loans, and food stamps. Now, regardless of the outcome, Golden Harvest says they're going to do everything they can to make sure people have something to eat.
Hunger is a nonpartisan issue. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. It doesn't matter who's in charge. We have great relationships with our local, state, and federal officials. So when it comes to these food insecurity conversations, everybody's aware that it's not a one-side issue. It's an everybody issue.
Golden Harvest covers 24 counties and says if SNAP were to go away, it would be catastrophic. But for now, they say you'll still receive those benefits. An Aiken County murder suspect sitting in jail this morning in connection to a motel shooting. He's on your screen now, Dante Breland, charged with murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. Authorities say he shot and killed 25-year-old Nyasha Dowling, at the American Health Inn on Richland Avenue. No word on how deputies found him. We're taking a look here at an Augusta murder suspect, and we have new details surrounding the case as well. This is Javion Johnson, who deputies accuse of being involved in the shooting death of 30-year-old Devontae McLeod and another man injured on Higdon Street. Arrest warrants say Johnson drove himself and 2 others to a home on that street last Saturday. Deputies say 2 unknown people went inside the home and shot McLeod. Officials pronounced him dead on the scene. Sandersville officers are investigating a man's death. The police department says Monday they went to a home on Temple Drive for an unconscious man on the ground. They determined he was dead. The police say his name was Grady Smith, and he's been taken to the GBI lab for an autopsy. Officers say there were no signs Smith was assaulted. They say the investigation is to rule out possible foul play because of the circumstances. A murder suspect is behind bars after a chase ended in a head-on collision yesterday. That suspect is Tracy Martin. This is the aftermath of the intersection of Washington Road and the Bobby Jones Expressway. Multiple law enforcement agencies tried to serve him warrants in the death of R.G. Jones last July on Ellis Street. When they got to Sumac Trail in Martinez, they say Martin jumped into a car and another man drove them away. That led to the chase before the men crashed head-on into another car. Investigators say no one was hurt. Columbia County deputies arrested the driver and will issue their own charges for him soon. A controversial statewide property tax law causing frustration among some Columbia County voters and local governments. The homestead exemption law puts a cap on tax hikes. That means a severe budget cut for local governments, especially school districts. A way for these entities to avoid this, they could opt out. Numbers show Columbia County voters passed the referendum by the highest margin in the CSRA, 72% voting yes. But the Board of Education and commissioners are holding hearings intending to opt out. We spoke with one voter who says his yes was deeper than just the law itself.
I was not in support of 581. I don't believe that the local government should have that control taken away from them. However, I voted yes.
Having these meetings, it forced you to talk to us about this situation.
The Board of Education must have their vote by March 1st. These are the public hearings happening today. Grovetown City Council's first meeting is at 6 o'clock in the council chambers. Glasscock County School Board will hold its third meeting at 6 p.m. That's at the Board of Education building. Grovetown City Council plans to have their hearings on February 4th at 10 a.m. and February 11th at 2 p.m. Augusta-Richmond County is set to have theirs February 4th at 6 p.m. at the Robert Howard Community Center, February 11th at 6 p.m. at the Warren Road Community Center, and February 18th at 11 a.m. at the Municipal Building. And there are still 2 meetings left for the Columbia County Board of Commissioners. Both will be at the Evans Government Center Auditorium. One will be February 4th at 6 p.m., the other February 18th at that same time. Payne College kicked off a new semester with an address from the new president. Dr. Lester McCorn spoke at yesterday's spring convocation about his plans for the school.
Faculty, staff, administration, and students, no excuses. Excuses are the tools of the incompetent. So we're going to build this on excellence. So that's what pride represents for us. You will see that in many ways. You'll see soon sort of new branding for the college, new representation of pride.
McCorn also gave updates on the new health and science hospitality programs coming to the college. That's going to do it for the news side this morning. Let's send it over now to First Alert meteorologist Tim Strong for Check at the Weather.
All right, beautiful look at some sunshine coming up over the Grovetown Live Eye camera. Eastern sky is starting to look a little bit cloudy depending on which direction you look, but at least we get to enjoy a nice sunrise. Cloud cover will definitely start kind of sweeping on through here for today. Just barely avoiding the freezing mark too. As cold as 34 outside, but thankfully, the winds relaxed quite a bit. In fact, have been calm all morning. Sitting at 34, just like we are here in Augusta. You're in there, Barnwell, 38 Evans, about 37 to 40. Line some of our western and northern counties. Nice day, though, temperature-wise, other than the fact that we're going to cloud up a little bit more through the day. Upper 60s. The pattern stays warmer than average. Doesn't look like it's going to change a whole lot, even toward the end of the week. Some chances to get to maybe 70s down in the southern counties again, too, with that sun and cloud mix. East winds at 5 to 10. How about tomorrow? We do find the chance for rain coming in late in the day, and that may even last into tomorrow night with a front. Before that front gets here, though, breezy and warm, 75 degrees. Big jump there back into sunny skies for the weekend. It's going to be nice. So for today, just kind of a cold start to the morning. Outlook does look wet and breezy for late Friday afternoon. The winds could be gusting up around 25 to 30 ahead of that front. But a better news forecast about the weekend. Groundhog Day, first couple days of February are above average. Upper 60s still continue, and so do 70s. They'll make a return at the start of next week on Monday and Tuesday. Overnight lows remain in the 40s. Have a great day.